Hey, what is up you guys, you Pixeled here, and welcome to a new speed build video on the channel. So today we are working on a small house? Cabin? Cabana? I don't know what you would call this, because I mean, technically it's a house because you live here, but it's very small, and it gives me cabin vibes, but every time I picture a cabin in my head, I think of something in the woods. This is in Sulani. Uh, I don't really know what to call this. House, cabin, cabana? What the hell is a cabana? Isn't a cabana something smaller than a cabin? Guys, I don't know. The point is, today we are building a cute little house in Sulani, and I absolutely love how this turned out. Oh, and by the way, you guys might get a lot of Sulani speed builds in the next upcoming weeks because I had a lot of fun working on this build. I really, really did. I had a lot of fun working on this build. I got to use a lot of objects that I don't normally use, like these windows and doors. I got to use a lot of things that I've never used before, and that's exciting. That's exciting because sometimes, you fall into this routine when you're building in The Sims 4 where you use pretty much the same objects because you just love those objects. So yeah, I've fallen into that routine where I build a lot of modern and suburban homes, and I use the same objects. I always use the same like sofa, the same side tables, the same, same lights and all of that. And this was a good chance to branch out and use different things that I've never used before. I used a lot of jungle adventure and, of course, a lot of island living. And I really, really love how this build turned out. I really, really love how this build turned out. I love how the landscaping turned out, too. I wanted the landscaping in this build to feel a bit overgrown and colorful. So I wanted everything to be very overgrown and colorful, so I used a lot of bushes, a lot of flowers, a lot of trees. I love how it turned out. I love how it turned out. Part of me thinks I should have, you know, added more landscaping, more overgrown, but I decided against that because this isn't supposed to look like a jungle. It's just supposed to look like someone's house. And I think I hit a good middle ground where it's overgrown, but not too overgrown. I love how it turned out. And like I said, you guys will see a lot of island living speed builds going up on the channel over the next few weeks, and I hope you guys don't get bored of them. They're gonna be, hopefully vastly different builds. Like right now, I have an idea for like a beach bar that I want to build, and last week I built a volcanic research station, and that was pretty cool. And, that's very different than this build. So even though I'm going to build a lot in Sulani, I'm hoping that each build is vastly different from one another. And I hope you guys like them. And also the reason that I'm doing a bunch of island living speed builds is because I am going to start an island living let's play soon. I don't know how soon. It's going to be definitely after I finish my Snowy Escape let's play, which will end in like 5 weeks. So, in like a month or so, I'll start an island living let's play, and that's gonna be very fun. That's gonna be very, very fun. I can't wait. And I think I've mentioned this before. I've definitely mentioned this before. I feel like I mention it every 5 speed builds because I just, I like letting people know. I like letting people know. But I have a save file that I use specifically for my Let's Plays, and my goal with that save file is to give every single townie a makeover, which is a slow process. It is a very slow process. That takes time. There's so many townies in The Sims 4, it takes so much time. Anyways, that is one of my goals, to give every single townie a makeover. And also one of my goals is to build something new and in every single lot of The Sims 4. And if I don't build something new, I could, renovate it. So pretty much my goal is to either renovate or build something new in every single lot in The Sims 4. And that also takes a lot of time because there are a lot of lots in The Sims 4, especially with all the expansion packs and everything. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun. So yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It is going to take time though. Jeez. Every time I picture it, it's going to take time. It is going to take time, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, this is a goal I set for myself, and it's a goal that I'm gonna try to accomplish because I love building in The Sims 4, and also I think giving townies makeovers is actually pretty fun. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, hey, but Growing Together just released, why aren't you building there? Okay, look, I love San Sequoia. It's one of my favorite game worlds. But look at those neighborhoods. Look at those neighborhoods. Pretty much all you could build in San Sequoia are suburban homes. That is literally all you could build in San Sequoia. At least in my opinion, I feel like those are the builds that would look best there. And I'm kind of burnt out on suburban homes, and I don't really feel like building suburban homes right now. I don't really feel like building suburban homes right now. So, even though I will build in San Sequoia, I don't think I'm going to do it for a while. I don't think I'm going to do it for a while, even though there is a build in San Sequoia that I do want to renovate, but I think instead of renovating, I think I'm just going to tear it down and build something new. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to build anything in San Sequoia as of right now, even though, so far I've only built two things in San Sequoia: a suburban home for my Growing Together Let's Play, and a small park where you could take your families. That's all I've built in that game world. And I do have ideas for a what are they called? Those apartments that look like houses and they're right next to each other. Townhouses. I do have plans to build townhouses in that one lot in San Sequoia, that's like near the water, and it's a pretty big lot. I think townhouses would look really, really good there. So I might build that soon. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to build in San Sequoia because I want to build something different. I want to build something different. So right now I'm building in Sulani because I got to build this, and this is something I've never built before. So this was really, really fun. I also kind of want to build in Selva Dorada. I believe that is what that game world is called. The one that came in with Jungle Adventure. I think it's called Selva Dorada, right? I kind of want to build in that game world. But I always forget it exists because in The Sims 4, those vacation worlds are pretty much like hidden away. So I usually forget that those worlds exist. I forget about Selva Dorada. I also forget about Granite Falls, which actually that might be fun to build in Granite Falls. Maybe I could build like a fire tower or like a fire watchtower and some cabins and maybe a nice little camping space. Oh, I should build in Granite Falls. Oh, I should really build in Granite Falls. Oh, okay. So maybe you guys won't only be seeing Sulani builds. Maybe you guys will see Sulani builds and Granite Fall builds. Because that actually sounds fun. Building nice little campgrounds and maybe a fire watch tower and, cabins. That sounds fun. That sounds really, really fun. Okay. I might do that. I might do that. I don't know. I enjoy building in The Sims 4 so much that I want to build all the time. I want to build all the time, even though, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A couple of weeks ago, I was feeling very, very, very uninspired when building in The Sims 4. I was feeling very, very uninspired. I didn't know what I wanted to build, and I would get stressed anytime I knew that a speed build video had to go up on the channel. I didn't know what to build, and I was so uninspired, and I was so burnt out on suburban homes that I kind of got lazy. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a couple of weeks ago I uploaded like 3 room builds back to back. Well, actually no, I don't think they were back to back. I think 2 of them were back to back. Then there was a regular speed build, and then there was another room build. And it's because I was just feeling so uninspired that I just decided to do room builds, because they don't take that long to do, maybe like an hour and a half to do. So I uploaded 3 room builds, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that because I do love doing room builds, but I do like giving you guys full builds mainly. And it's just, I was so uninspired. I didn't know what I wanted to build, so I just gave you guys room builds and small builds. But I'm back. I'm back. I'm feeling inspired. Those inspiration juices are flowing. And, You guys are going to get cool speed builds. You guys are going to get cool speed builds these upcoming weeks, and I'm very excited. I am very, very excited. And what definitely got the creative juices flowing in my brain again was definitely last week's video. The volcanic research station build. I had so much fun working on that build. I loved that build. It's something that I've never built before, and it's something that I don't think I've ever seen somebody on YouTube build before. Even though after I finished building my build, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't copying anybody, so I did Google it, and somebody's like volcano research station popped up, but it was very different than mine. Their build was definitely very different than mine. So even though somebody built something similar, the builds look vastly different to one another, so that's good. But anyways, that build definitely got my creative juices flowing again. I had so much fun working on that build, and now I want to keep building. I want to keep building because, you know, a couple of weeks ago, all I was building was suburban home, suburban home, suburban home, suburban home. And I think that left me creatively bankrupt where I just couldn't come up with anything. So I would just build another suburban home. And it made me not have fun building anymore. So, you know, experimenting with that research station was definitely fun. And I had so much fun working on it. And, you know, I think another problem I have is that I always think to myself, if I build this, will anybody use it? So I never thought, you know, in my mind, I thought to myself, nobody's going to use this research station, but I decided to build it anyway for myself. I decided to build it for me instead of, you know, what people on the gallery might want, because I know people on the gallery love suburban homes, and I know people on YouTube love suburban homes. So I always build things that I think people might want to watch, but I never really built things for myself, even though they might be a little bit out there. So, you know, that research station was definitely something I built for me, and I loved it. So I think I'm going to, you know, start building things with that in mind. Instead of worrying about, are people going to download this on the gallery? Are people going to watch this speed build? Are people going to like this? Are people not going to like this? I think instead of worrying about all of those things, I'm just going to build what I want to build and what I'm feeling in the moment. And, you know, I loved the research station, and I love this build. It's colorful. I use things that I've never used before. I love this build, and I hope you guys like it too. But anyways, here we are at the end of the video. I hope you guys really like this build as much as I do, because I freaking love this build. I freaking love this build. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.